Who's the best movie reviewer through and through? That's Movie Mania on YouTube. That's who. Why don't you stay a while and have your life reviewed?
Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Wild Wednesday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I do have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day. Such as today, I wrote a brief synopsis, which is why the synopsis isn't very good. I'm not much of a writer, I'm more of a talker. I give you your starring cast, your directors, runtime of the cut I am watching, a link for a kind of a teaser trailer type thing, and then a link for where you can watch this bad boy for free if you decide. Now that I got all that said and mind all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's came out back in 2021. It is called Tales of the Unknown. It is a very interesting film. It runs at about an hour and 35 minutes, so it's that 95-minute marker where I like my movies to meet. It's starring Joshua Randell, Zachary Keane, Thomas Keane, Alberto Benici, Liz Keane, and John Cunningham, and this is co-directed by Ryan Mason and Zachary Keane. So both Ryan and Zachary pull a lot of they're busy people on camera and behind the camera with this one. They are usually in. I think Zach is in almost all of them. But it's nine or 10 different stories. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but they range from all kinds of things, such as ghosts haunting a person who has a distant relative that was buried and turned into a mummy, and the mummy has to pass on the curse. There's a guy who stabs somebody, and then he ends up having wounds on his belly of being stabbed himself when nobody is there around. It just really has a lot of good things going on. I'm just afraid to give away too much because it really it's not a what I would call a masterpiece of a film. I would call it a fun ride. I think that both Ryan and Zachary have a good idea here. I would love to see a sequel to this. I know that they were looking at Indiegogo stuff, or at least that's what their YouTube page has on there. I didn't look to see how old it was, but I think it's come and gone. But that's neither here nor there. Now this movie has some good spots with as far as the story goes up and down. There is there's a magical sequence where it involves this guy who's just got all this crazy stuff going on, and he can't do this, that, or the other because something crazy's going on. His allergies are going crazy, and blah 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 blah. He keeps hearing noises, and the kids are hitting the doors, and blah 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 blah. You know, that one, it's so silly and fun. I forget exactly who it was that played the part in it. It was just really just my favorite segment throughout the whole film. I don't want to give away too much more though, so let's roll on to the three things that I love my movies. To me, first and foremost is the audio. The audio is a little rough in places with this one. I had to turn the volume up all the way a couple of times and still had trouble hearing. There's that is probably my biggest problem with the whole movie in its own. Everything else is actually just perfectly fine. I think we'll go on to the editing dialogue in a minute. But the audio is going to get probably a B from me. It could have been better, could have been way worse. But I feel like they did a great job giving it a try. And it was usually outdoor scenes where the audio was a little low, which usually happens when you're shooting outdoors at night. I know that you just have tons of problems with that. Um, so that's why I'm giving them a B. I'm not giving them any lower of a grade because I see the beauty of what they were trying to do here. So it's really just fun. But let's move on to the second thing, which is dialogue. The dialogue is my favorite part of this entire film. There is some funny one-liners from beginning to end. Things that you would never expect happen or are said in this. It just goes different routes, and that's what I like about it. It doesn't go the standard, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, that, and the other type of film where it's become cliche and overdone. This one is not overdone. It's just right in my opinion. The dialogue is fun. It's modern. It's how people my age would really normally talk, I guess. So I'm going to give it an A on that end. And now on to the hardest part to get a good grade on, which is editing. Editing can be very troublesome. I have trouble with it all the time. Mostly getting my dialogue to match up with the review. So I understand that editing is a complicated process. So I really appreciate how much effort they put into this. It has good momentum and pacing throughout the entire film. There's not really a moment where I'm like, oh, this could be cut by a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. No, I think they all ran about the right amount of time. So I'm going to give this thing another A on editing. Now on to my final score of 1 through 5. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's really an above average movie. It's super low budget, so if you want something fun that's low budget, check this out. It's well worth it. Tales of the Unknown, yes, and check it out over there on YouTube. Now, if you're somebody who wants to be curious about what the weather temperament is, it looks like it goes a full year because we have spring, summer, fall, and winter backdrops. So it can really be watched at any time of the year. That's what I like about it. But anyways, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I hope all of you guys have a fantastic day. I got another review lined up for either Friday or Saturday, depending on the schedule. And next week I got a couple for you already. Alright guys, love your faces, and as always, peace.